All right, second try at this video. So I just learned Trump's getting ready to fire a couple people after the election if he gets reelected. I think this said Gina Haspel, Mark Esper. He's possibly looking at firing the Attorney General William Barr, which is shocking. He had Sessions, he had Whitaker, and now he's got William Barr. He's mad at William Barr because William Barr's not going to, make a false arrest on Joe Biden, which would open them up to incredible liability if he did. That would wreck them. Now, I was shocked about Gina Haspel. I was shocked because she's a war criminal. She engaged in torture in the George Bush administration. She deleted the tapes or whatever. That was against the rules. And Obama kept her, and Trump made her director of the CIA, which is to tell the world that, yeah, this is what America is. And I talked about in another video that it shows you that when you violate international law, when you torture, when you rape, when you murder, when you engage in rendition activities, which is kidnapping people, that there's a reward for that. You will be rewarded for violating international law. And she started this with George Bush. She's a careerist. I mean, look, I always go back to the point that Trump did not start the war in Iraq. He didn't start 20 years of war on the base of a lie. He didn't build a cage at the border. I always talk about that if you don't like Trump, that's fine, but you need to acknowledge that he plays a part of American foreign policy for the last 20 years. That this didn't start with him. And if you're trying to say that, then you're naive. You're fooling yourself. Mark Esper, this guy that went out there, he went out there with Trump for the Capitol protests. And if you remember, he took the picture, the photo op, and everybody there was fooled. Nobody knew he was going to do that. They just thought that they were going to go out there to shake hands with the police or the protests or something. No. And I thought about, going back to what I said before, let's do this again. If you go back to George Zimmerman, go back to the shooting in Clearwater, Florida, there was you didn't hear about it. There was a shooting in Detroit a couple years ago where this black boy, he was, I guess he fell asleep, missed his bus. I think he knocked on this white guy's door. And his wife said, she was like, what are they doing knocking on my door? And white man comes down the stairs with the shotgun. The boy took off running. That white man fired his shotgun before he even come outside. This is like a middle school boy. Shot through and it's all on the little camera they had right there. When they do stuff like that, the stand your ground shit, and they got the, all this kind of stuff, those are people who, they're looking for a reason to use their gun. This guy in Wisconsin that shot people at that protest, they're looking for a reason to use their guns. And we see this over and over and over again. These guns aren't for self-defense. These guns are to remind you where you're at. And it'll remind you, who you're dealing with. It's people talk about those rifles and stuff being a replacement for sexual organ. But it really gets me with these cases. They're so quick to pull their gun. I talked about Caitlin Bennett, gun girl, how she's gone to the college campus with the rifle and talking shit to people. There's a video. She went to a gay pride rally. She graduated from her college, but she went back there to fuck with him. So she's talking to these lesbians, and she's like, one of them, she's like, this big fat, and the girl says, the fuck you say? And she said she was gonna whoop that ass, and Caitlin, I got a gun, I got a gun, that's that bitch shit. That's what white folks do. You want to talk that shit, but then when somebody steps to you, oh, I got a gun. You see, when Trump went out there for those protests, that's almost like what he was doing there. He's engaging in the culture war. We need to get rid of these protesters. People, they hate America. They're communists. They hate God. They hate the police. We got to deal with them. So I'm going to go out there, wave a Bible around, and deal with them. It was a photo op, and they got the music playing in the background, and he's walking, and it was all a photo op. It was all fake, and everybody there didn't even know he was going to do that. They thought he was going to go out there and glad hand. They didn't think it was going to be a police action. You have National Guard that have come out and admitted nobody was rioting. They were out there protesting, which they had the right to do. And they blew tear gas in the church and all that. They arrested the priest. That's what get me with conservatives is they throw that Bible, they throw that God at you, but then look at what they do with their God, with their religion. Like, that always gets me. You say you're a Christian. You say you believe in Jesus. You say you believe in the gospel. You say you believe in what the Bible says. But then look at how you use it. You know what I mean? Blowing gas in the church and arresting the priests. I love it. I mean, these are devils. I love it. Because that doesn't surprise me at all. And then Barr lied, talking about we didn't use tear gas. And National Guard was like, yeah, they used tear gas. I'm like, I mean, these motherfuckers, you crackers ain't even good liars. Like, if you're going to lie, like, you're not even good liars. It's just like if somebody asks you, hey, man, is your name just, no, my name is not that. Like, you're like, oh, shit. So, look, I said this well over a year ago, that Trump firing all these people, he would eventually have a White House full of fanatics. And I thought he had that already, but I guess I was wrong. I guess they're not fanatical enough for him. I guess they don't go far enough for him. But I said that Whitaker and all that you would get fanatics. You get people who really don't care, who are willing to break the law, break any law. They're willing to say anything or do anything if he orders it. That's what fanatics do. I just think that him firing Gina Haspel is awesome. Like, it's fucking awesome. Like, I have no loyalty to these bastards. I love seeing bastards taken down. I have no loyalty. I love seeing Republicans fighting amongst themselves. Like that shit is awesome. Like, I don't care what it is. Seeing them fight, that's awesome. Because it divides the message and it divides their movement, which they don't really have a movement. But it divides that. They can't agree on this. They can't agree on that. I love that. Love to see it. Him firing William Barr is a mistake. Grave mistake. Because William Barr he's in on the team, man. And if there was anything they could have put on Biden or his son, he would have done so. I have no doubt in my mind. Like, if there was anything in the world that if he had a jaywalking ticket, God damn it, they would have found some way to pick him up in a public way. Trust me. Taxes, anything. So the fact that you want to fire this man, because it's problematic. You're sending a message to the rest of the White House as well that you're going to do what I say, I'll fire you. I'm willing to get rid of you if you don't, walk the line. I don't know. Thanks for listening.